So you have to place $5,000 bid, and you usually have to do this 2 weeks before the actual auction. So a lot of times people will miss the date and think they can just sign up on the day of the auction. No, you have to, I'll send you, the app has the links to place the deposit. Okay, another important thing you need to know is, let's say you found the county, you put your bid deposit, you sent the county $5,000, and you've created your account with them to actually place bids. So the day of the auction, I'm going to show you how to outbid other people with the proxy bid method. I'm going to explain how that works. I'm also going to show you, people get excited on these auctions, and you have to have your notes and have the value minus 30% of what you think it should be worth, and then put that as the maximum bid in your mind, because sometimes a property will go for more than its value, that you could even get it on the MLS. So in your notes, you're always going to have the maximum price that you could sell the property for.
One.
Also, the day of the auction, you want to have at least 3 or 4 properties. Don't be married to one. Have 3 options, because sometimes sometimes the properties you're in love with will be withdrawn the day before, because the taxpayer will find the money and pay the county, and all of a sudden you did all this work and now your property that you were in love with is gone. So try and have a list of 5 to 7 that you think, because you have to be really open in your mind, and you have to be open to where the property is. I like to recommend, don't try and buy a property more than 2 hours away from where you currently live, unless you're willing to relocate to that property because you want to use it as your primary residence. So, or a rental property can be a little farther away, as long as you can manage it easily. I mean, I don't want to discourage you, because I was living in Los Angeles and I bought a property 3 hours away. So if you're willing to move anywhere in the country, you can find some great deals, especially in smaller areas. You can probably get properties as low as 50, 60, 70,000 if you're really willing to move to a smaller state. And again, if you're on a limited budget, you only have $7,000, $12,000, you can still get a property, but it's probably going to be a piece of land, which is sometimes wonderful, because get great deals, like properties, this lot you can get for $12,000 and it's worth $120,000, or you can buy a lot that's worth for $7,000 and it's worth $60,000. The other thing I need to warn you about these tax auctions is there is a redemption period for 2 years. So I recommend, if you get a property, don't put too much money into it for the first 2 years. Just get it working in the minimal condition, because the person who lost the property does have a 2-year redemption right. They have to give you 25% return on your money, plus possibly some other expenses if you spent on the property. So worst case scenario, you will make 25% return on your money. You might allow a little work and time, but I want to tell you, I've never seen somebody redeem a property in all my years of experience, so it's very rare that the owner lost it and now all of a sudden has the money to come back and buy it back from you at the price you paid plus 25% interest. But again, here's the thing, you can't sell the property for 2 years. You have to hold on to it because of this stupid redemption period thing. I'm also going to have a session where I talk to you about, let's say you actually acquired one of these properties, you go by and there's a tenant in there. That's another problem you're going to have to learn to deal with. You're either going to have to evict them. I like using my method, is where you kind of vibe them out and then either offer them $2,000 or $3,000 and give them 30 days, 40 days to get their things settled and move out. You don't have to be an evil landlord. You can actually, and most of the time I've come across the people are really nice. They know this is happening, they know it's coming, and they're grateful for any little extra time you give them. Or if you want to work out a deal where they just rent the property from you so you have income coming in right away, that's an option too. And that way you don't have to do any work and you can't let them live there and create a rental contract with them. So those are two options for dealing if the property has a tenant in it. The third option would be just to file an eviction. It takes a lot of time, 3 months, could be longer, but it's easier and more time consuming if you just offer them $2,000 or $3,000 to get out by a certain date. And most of the time they'll take it because they're broke, they couldn't pay the taxes, they probably have no money, so $2,000 is like a blessing to them. It gets them to go rent another place and leaves you with no headache. And also, if you do get a property, make sure if you only had $100,000 in your budget, make sure you only spend 75 grand on a property, because you're gonna need to put some money into it on the back end. It's gonna be a mess, because if they didn't pay their taxes, they didn't maintain it, you're gonna have it's a can of worms. You don't know what you're gonna get, but this is part of coming into a property with 400,000 of equity or 200,000. That's some of the problems you're gonna have to deal with. So either if you're looking to buy a home for yourself or for investment, this is a great way to have built-in equity right out the gate, and it'll probably be the best decision you ever made in your life. I know it was for me, and I'm gonna help you figure out how to make your dreams come true by either owning your own home or owning a rental property where you're getting income every single month. I just want to thank you guys for attending our first course. I hope you come to the rest of them. It can really change your life.